Hey, Steve, what would you say were the biggest factors in the lead evaporating in the fourth?
I think it was fatigue, Gareth. I think we were just exhausted. I think we just ran out of gas last, 7 minutes or so. We had a good lead, seemingly in control, and we just couldn't get it done. I thought Russell Westbrook was fantastic. Kind of took over the game in the fourth, and I think the trip just caught up to us. I think our guys just looked completely gassed.
Does this one sting more because of what the bench did? I mean, I think they were plus 17 when Steph was off the floor tonight.
Yeah, they all sting. If you lose, it stings for one reason or another. So the bench has been really good, over the last couple of weeks. So I feel great about our team. I feel great about where we are as we head home. We got a lot of good stuff to look forward to. And it's unfortunate we couldn't wrap this up because it would have made it a fantastic trip. But as it is, still a good solid trip, and we're in a good spot. We just have to get some rest and regroup and get home, sleep in our own beds.
Steve, you were saying the other night that teams were going to start throwing even more bodies at Steph with the way he's been playing. As far as tonight goes, do you think it was what the Wizards were doing defensively, or do you think it was just he was missing the shots he got?
It's always a combination, Nick. I thought the Wizards, played well defensively, did some good things to get the ball out of Steph's hands, but nothing that Steph hasn't seen before. So just as I said, I thought we were gassed. I thought that included in Steph and everybody. We just didn't look like we had our legs out there tonight.
Steve, as you go forward, it's a great opportunity to get back on the West Coast, get back home and eat your own food, sleep in your own beds, and be at home and play some Warriors basketball. Just talk about moving forward.
Well, we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got fans coming into our building for the first time in a couple of nights, and that's going to give us a lot of energy, a lot of juice. We got a lot of guys playing well. We've got a good groove, a good rhythm, and hopefully we'll get Damian and Juan back pretty soon. But I like the position we're in. We've got a lot of home games to try to take advantage of and continue to build on our momentum from the last couple of weeks.
What'd you think about what Kelly was able to give you guys off the bench?
Kelly was great. He brought great energy. He's had a really good approach, to the circumstances. And, it's not easy to go from starting most of your career to, suddenly coming off the bench. Not easy for anybody. So I think Kelly has handled things beautifully, played great tonight. It really gave us a chance to win. It just didn't quite work out.
What do you think of Jordan?
Jordan was great too. When he knocked down those 2 threes back to back, it seemed like we were in great shape and had really good energy. And, he's been a big part of this second group and the resurgence of that unit. Just giving us the scoring and playmaking that he has. Jordan has really stepped up.
Were you a little bit surprised that that group was so good despite not having D. Lee or Juan?
Well, not really, because we were able to bring Kelly in, with who normally has been starting all year. So Kelly gave us the firepower we needed, and we've had a good rhythm with Jordan and Wiggs and Bays and Loon. So I thought that group really just picked up where it left off over the last couple of weeks.
Bazemore had 6 steals tonight, and maybe earlier in the season, some of those moments on defense could have been fouls for him. What do you see changing in him to have this kind of performance?
Well, he's always impacting the game. Bays always, night after night, you feel his presence, one way or the other. He brings great energy. He's got really good hands. He battles defensively. He's been in the league for a long time, so he's seen all the pictures in front of him. He knows what's coming. Really smart player, and he's been really good here, as we've bumped his minutes up over the last few weeks. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. For Kent Bazemore, name and affiliation, please, and start off the report, please.
Hey, Kent. Steve Kerr has been ticking up your minutes lately, but he kind of said the trip caught up to you guys. You felt a little gassed, maybe didn't have the legs. Did you experience that feeling?
For sure. I mean, while you're out there, you're trying to do everything in your power to kind of push through. And it's been an emotional trip. Even the last couple of weeks before we left, finally catching our stride, a couple of guys getting injured. It's just been, emotional roller coaster, so to speak. And JP hit a big time. He had back-to-back threes, and we were kind of on cloud nine, and just kind of ran out of gas there at the end. Russ turned on the Jets, and those guys. He's a player that smells blood, and he's ready to attack. So, like I say, you take away the result, you just watch the film. We're still getting better, making some high caliber plays as a team. Even a night when our best player doesn't have it going, just to see the other guys step up, get stops, and give ourselves a chance.
Ken, what do you learn from losing two games so close in the fourth quarter?
It's just detail, margins, attention to the report, making adjustments. We had some tweaks there late that kind of kept them at arm's length, but they just kept coming. Bradley Beal's a special guy. I've been playing against him, way back since, I was in Atlanta. He's been here his whole career. So I know how special he is down the stretch. And then you had another guy like Russ when was shooting out there at Bertans. So give them credit. They've been playing well as of late. I think it's 6 straight for them. So, they caught us, at the end of this long trip. I feel like we've been on the road for 3 weeks at this point. My son's birthday was yesterday, and I'm, way across the country. So, looking forward to getting back.
Bazemore, James Hill with BNC Sports. Minnesota, whole lot going on there yesterday. Can you share your thoughts on Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that area? And we look at social justice and social injustice and history. What do you see when you think about that conversation?
It's a step in the right direction. I was fortunate to be down in the bubble, the Orlando bubble, when, the NBA first started kind of taking that stance, and a lot of players that weren't down there, WNBA alike, just kind of getting out in front of it and really allowing our voice to be heard. So it's great that, they're doing things to kind of show that we're moving the needle a little bit. And, Coach Kerr said it best is like, these kind of things are like a cruise ship. It's going to take a while, but we stay consistent and persistent. I think in due time, people start to, things will start to change. And maybe that sentence yesterday, saved a lot of lives of a lot of other people. Maybe, cops and policemen will have that on their conscience now that, that won't be tolerated. And if you choose to do that, they'll take, you spend the rest of your life in prison. So I'm happy that, that the needle's starting to be moved, and, we still got a lot of work to do.
Kent, you kind of alluded to this before when you said take away the final score, and there's still good things to take away from this game. So how do you feel about, moving forward, if it is just fatigue after getting a little bit of rest, to be able to snap back to how you guys were playing leading up to tonight?
Yeah, I've had conversations with my teammates, individually, and it's, my message is, regardless of what happens between now and, wherever we end up, we have to remember that, remember the team we can be, because it's a long season. You go through your ebbs and flows, and it's just staying, conscious of who you are, the best you can be. And, the enthusiasm on a daily basis is still the same, regardless of how we feel physically. The will to win, the optimism that we're going to win is still there as a unit. We believe in each other from top to bottom. So, things are moving in the right direction, and that's all you can, pretty much ask for.
It's only a 2-game sample size, but have you seen Kelly Oubre kind of embrace his new role? Do you feel like he's had the right attitude about coming off the bench?
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, we are all out there trying to win. It's you get to a certain point in the season where, none of that stuff even matters. It's just all about getting it done. The playoffs are in sight, and the Larry O'Brien trophy's in sight. So, he's been around long enough to understand that none of that stuff matters. It's just about, when you're out there seizing your opportunity, and he's done that. First time back in Philly, first play, spin move, two-hand dunk. That's how you reintroduce yourself, and we're here for it. We know how special he is defensively with his energy, offensively playing above the rim. It's a totally different dynamic for us, and we're just happy that he's on our squad.
What kind of fire do you see in him? He's got 24 points, 9 rebounds, 2 big blocks as well.
He's an animal, man. I mean, he's, being lefty, 6'6", 6'7". I've seen him, coming into DC. I was playing in Atlanta, similar position, come off the bench, bring the energy, couple high-flying dunks, couple high-flying blocks, and I've always rooted for him. So it's just good that we can, we share the same locker room and still learn a lot from each other. All right. What's that? 5 out of the last 8. Go Dubs. 9 out of 13. We'll see y'all in the Bay. We got fans too. Hey, Chase Center. I cannot wait. Bring it. Let's go. Go.
Beat reporter first, please.
How do you view that road trip generally? I mean, 3-2 in 5 games is good, but I know that the 2 losses were kind of late losses that probably sting.
Yeah. I think it could have easily been a 5-0 trip. But, yeah, tonight definitely we lost the game we should have won. So that's never good.
Do you think fatigue was a factor? Steve mentioned that he thought maybe that you guys are losing your legs a little bit being on the road for so long.
It was definitely a tough trip, but we lost. It is what it is.
Draymond, James Hill with BNC Sports. The topic of social injustice and social justice and human beings trying to get along and get treated correctly. Can you talk about that discussion and what you see and what you think?
I think it's an issue that's been plaguing this country since the beginning of time, and it hasn't changed. There's just more awareness brought to it now. But, we're in no worse place as a country than we've ever been. It's just more attention and awareness being brought to all of the racial injustices and different things that's going on. I think we're just more privy to the information, but this isn't nothing new. It's the same shit that's been going on forever.
Draymond, I know you guys have been preaching consistency this season. Now, despite the loss tonight, it does feel like you guys have been clicking more and playing better, trending to a positive direction. Do you feel the same way and feel like you guys are gaining some momentum as you hit the stretch run?
I think we're getting better. But a part of getting better and being a good team, you have to win the games you're supposed to win. And, we still not doing that at times. So that's just a part of being a good team.
What do you think of the development of the second unit, which seems to be playing pretty well lately?
They've been great. They've been playing a little better than the first unit, actually. Tonight they erased a big lead. And I think just about every other every other game on this trip, they extended the lead or brought us back, so it's great. And, it's coming together at a good time.
Dre, the opportunity to go back home and play in front of fans and get some home cooking and just be back on the West Coast. Talk about going home and looking to win games.
Yeah, I'm happy to go home and see my family. It's always tough. Being away from your family for so long. My youngest turned 7 months yesterday. Missed that. Bays think Bay's son turned 2 yesterday. I missed that, so just happy to go home and see my family. All right.
Kelly, we haven't talked to you in a little while. I'm just, how difficult was that wrist injury to get over, and how are you feeling?
It's an uphill battle. Of course, I fell on it pretty hard for the second time this year. So, just constantly rehabbing, doing my therapy, getting treatment every day. So it's getting better gradually, but I don't really give things time to heal because I just want to play. So it's good.
I mean, you've shot it pretty well since you've been back. Like, does it affect your shot at all, or what's the impact of it?
I don't mind over matter thing, man. So yeah, I don't allow it to. Try not to.
Steve had a bundle of compliments for you, saying you've had the right approach with this new role off the bench. You've handled things beautifully. What do you think about this new role?
I'm just here to help this team win. So, whatever I can do to, help this team, that's what I'm going to do.
Does it change anything for you approach-wise when you're a bench guy?
It's just staying ready so you don't have to get ready.
Tonight, you're watching the game from the bench. What are you seeing that allowed you to come in and make such an immediate impact?
We were down.
But I mean, there were some specific things that you were able to do immediately defensively, especially it looked like that you kind of focused in on.
Listen, I do this. So just going in there and playing hard, giving 100% effort. That's what I do.
What do you think of the way other guys have been playing in the second and fourth quarters, opening those quarters and sometimes, making those leads that other teams have disappear or either growing the leads you guys have?
Well, we have somebody on our team. His name is Stephen Curry. So, he's a flamethrower. So I just think that, we all can adapt and, he makes the game easier for everybody.
Kelly, I know it's been a while since, you've been a Wizard, but how did it feel being back here again, especially with the fans being back in the arena?
It felt amazing. It was very humbling. This is where I started. It really taught me a lot, how to be a pro, how to be, somebody who gets better each and every day, each and every year. And, just to see everybody still here, most of everybody's still here, everybody on the staff, on the bench. It's just, it's a beautiful thing to see, man. So proud of Brad, proud of, Coach for, never putting his head down and always just continuously just improving his style.
Steve said that he had a conversation with you when you got back about the role that you'd be playing now. Did he tell you anything specific that he wanted to see from you, what you could bring to that kind of second unit role?
No.
Hey, Kelly, William Hammond, Sports Fans Rep. Speaking of the fans, you look like you're getting back home and you're going to have a bunch of fans. What is that going to do for the game and for the motivation of the team the rest of the way?
Fans really, bring an extra set of, passion and emotion to the game. So I'm super excited to get back out and, perform in front of them. It's also, hear their chants, hear their, their cheers, and it's going to be super exciting. All right, thanks, everybody. Love is love.
How do you view this road trip? 3-2, but the losses were, close, late ones that probably stung.
It was solid. I'm trying to keep a big picture perspective on how we're playing. Tonight was rough for a lot of different reasons. It's a game we should win. It's a game we played well enough to win, just didn't seize control of it down the stretch. And as much as, I've played well, shot the ball well, it didn't happen tonight. Our second unit was amazing. Second quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, and they deserve a lot of credit for keeping us in the game, and not only keeping us in the game, but giving us a big lead. In that fourth quarter, some sloppy turnovers. Washington made some big shots. We had some tough misses at the rim, and you come out with a loss, and it's tough. So you got to stay positive about where we are overall with a good window of games coming up, and just try to turn the page to hopefully, a good return to chase on Friday. So 3-2, solid. Should have been 5-0, could have been 4-1. It wasn't. Move on.
Steph, Mark Haynes. I know you don't really care about the streak coming to an end right now or anything, but looking back on what you accomplished and what you did, what are your thoughts on that?
It was a great run. It was something that had been done before, and it was going to end at some point. Now you got to start another one. So it's just a matter of, again, the next play mentality. Trying to get rejuvenated when we go home. I think it was to do it, home, road, some big games, put a streak together. It was a special ride for sure, and never really get too hyped up on individual, streaks or accolades like that. But there were some historical names that, I was able to pass, and doing something at this age was pretty special.
Which of your misses will you kind of replay in your mind tonight? What plays kind of stick out to you when you think about, should it have won the game?
Probably the turnover at the top of the key. We had a good flow going. JP hit me at the top. I could have shot it right away. Second guessed it. Saw KO. It was just a bang bang play that they got a deflection and a steal. Missed some shots down the stretch, but I've made a bunch of them. It's not something that you ever go back and second guess the shot. It's just you wish you would have made it. But other than that, that was a tough turnover at that point. You get a dunk right there. Maybe they call a timeout. We were celebrating. We keep control of the game, but gave them life.
What have you
obviously tonight didn't work out the way you wanted, but why do you think, looking back now over the last few weeks, the consistency for you has maintained such a high level?
Peaking at the right time, and usually the trend of our season or my season's getting better as each game goes. So I'm glad this season's no different. Just trying to continue to get better and build that confidence of playing my best basketball toward the end of the season.
What have you liked about Jordan Poole's just season, and what do you like about his game and what he's becoming?
He's just resilient no matter what his opportunity is and what his performance is night to night. He has that irrational confidence that is necessary to get through some of those ups and downs. We talked a little bit. I said, I told y'all I would love to show him some film, of me my second year and some of the ups and downs I went through, trying to find your rhythm, trying to find where your shots are going to come from, as opportunities kind of come and go, and just keeping your confidence about who you are as a player. And he showed that tonight, and he's helped us a lot over the course of the season since he got back from Orlando, and he's going to continue to help us and continue to get better and, be accountable to himself and what he expects from himself out there when he gets his opportunities.
Looking at Kelly and Jordan, I mean, Kelly had a rough January and Jordan had some time in the G League. What do you think about the patience that players get? It seems like sometimes it's the thing that they can need most, but the thing that they can, they get the least of. What is it about patience and giving guys time to figure things out?
it's a part of this business. I mean, everything is so heightened and scrutinized, every single game, as it should be. There's a lot of attention on what we do, but, there's a steady hill to climb in terms of, your overall progress. Nobody's is an overnight success in this league or even when they change teams. So it's, for the most part, it's just one of those situations where you always just want to try to get a little bit better every game. And even if things you don't execute out on the floor, you don't play as well as you want to, you still have to maintain that confidence in yourself. And as a team, we're in a situation where a lot of guys have gotten a lot of different opportunities based on injuries, based on trying to find the right groups of guys and rotations and stuff like that. So I think there's been more experimenting and trial and error this year than usual. So it's a part of the process of us trying to, again, peak at the right time.
Steph, James Hill with BNC Sports. Next stop, back home to the Bay Area. Fans will be in the house. Just talk a little bit about headed back home and getting some victories.
We're going to enjoy the atmosphere. I think I've talked about it before. It's definitely noticeable if you have even just 1,000 fans in the seats. It makes a huge difference in the atmosphere and whatnot. And obviously at Chase, we had 3/4 of a season opening up a new building and then getting shut down. And we've had a whole season now where we haven't had any fans. So you're kind of sick of looking at the blue tarp. You want to see some bodies in there, and we're going to enjoy the atmosphere. And to your point, we don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves in terms of, trying to get it all back or not get it all back, but looking too far ahead in terms of how many games we have at home. We have a big game on Friday against a good Denver team that we got to be ready for.
When we do peek at the home and road ratio you guys have and the opportunities or the opponents you'll be seeing, what kind of feeling do you get about what you guys can accomplish over this last month?
Yeah, I don't think we need to get too ahead of ourselves. Let's win on Friday and take it from there.
Steph, I have 2 questions for you. First one is, why did you decide to be in a commercial with Sue Bird? And the second one is, what does the athletes as a whole need to do to help the WNBA grow?
I missed what you said.
The first question is, why did you decide to actually be in a commercial with Sue Bird? And the second one is, what does the athletes as a whole need to do to actually help support the WNBA and push it forward?
Just celebrate what they're doing, what they're already doing, what they've done for years now, and what they're going to continue to do on and off the court. They've set a standard and a model for how a league activates and uses their voice and their platform, and is very consistent with their stance on social justice, racial justice, any issue that they're passionate about, and a collective energy amongst all the athletes. So that's one. And then we all just can find ways to collaborate and combine our worlds, if you will, and our reach and our resources to do special things off the court to keep impacting going forward. So the CarMax thing with Sue was a special, fun opportunity to shout her out for all her successes and accolades and what she's done in her career. So, nothing more to that.
Let's go with one more. Kendra, I think you had one, right?
Yeah, thanks, Raymond. Going back to what Nick kind of asked you a little bit ago about, you personally getting on this streak the past couple games, opening up more broadly to the team. What has allowed you guys to finally get on the streak? Because I feel like for a really long time, there's been talking about what you need to do as a team, but now you've actually been able to put it together.
It's just reps and continuing to fine tune what we're trying to do. And you got to go prove it. I think like you said, this last 10-game stretch has been much better in terms of our night-to-night performance. We've had some tough losses, obviously, but some really good wins and trending in the right direction. But even tonight's a learning lesson of even when you don't play your best, just a couple more stops down the stretch, just a couple, but smarter decisions, turn the ball over will, allow us to take a game like this and take it home and get a win. So, we do have 13 games left to take all of that collective experience and hopefully get some guys back healthy. Juan, D. Lee, maybe EP. We'll see, and just again stay in the moment because we have a good thing going right now. I think a lot of confidence and a lot of joy is brewing. So, got to maintain that.
All right, that's it for tonight. We're going to catch a plane ride